This is part 6 of my journey to reach top global Masha. In this game, our teammate Zilong was insanely strong. He had a 93% win rate with almost 3,000 matches. He was even better than pro players and top globals. Jokes aside, I noticed that it's become a lot harder to use Masha after the recent update. A lot of heroes got buffed that make things difficult for Masha, like Glue and Kimmy, for example. Meanwhile, even though some of the previously strong heroes got nerfed, they're still strong. And at least they're still easier and stronger to use compared to Masha. Especially once you reach mythical glory and above, and you're playing solo, I can honestly say Masha can no longer carry games. It's really difficult to make her effective in the current meta. You really need an extremely high level of mastery. Sometimes I even wonder if she got a silent nerf, but maybe it's just me getting weaker at playing her. It's a different kind of hard to use compared to a hero like Fanny. Fanny is hard to use, yes, but if you know how to use her, she's really strong. Meanwhile, with Masha, even if you know exactly how to use her, it's still really hard to make her work. In this current meta, she doesn't even have a favorable lane unless her opponent is also non-meta, and she's significantly stronger. Right now, she's really more of a situational pick. I'd say if I picked her 10 times in a row, I could only win about 5 matches. It heavily depends on the enemy heroes and your teammates' heroes. In EXP lane, it's very hard to use her when you're up against tanky heroes, especially when they rotate well and help their teammates a lot or disturb your jungler. Masha is at a disadvantage early to mid-game against heroes like Hilda, Hylos, and especially Glue. Although if you manage to reach late game, she can handle them, if you even get there. You're lucky if you do. And when Masha is in the EXP lane, there's almost no front line because most of the meta junglers are assassins now, and most roamers are just supports, not tanks. If you put Masha in the gold lane, there are also tons of heroes that will make her laning phase miserable, like Kimmy and Granger, and especially Melissa. Then there's Clint, Brody, and Nathan, who can easily harass Masha in lane. And because it's gold lane, enemies are more likely to rotate there early, which you really don't want because Masha is weak when multiple enemies group up, especially early game. Anyways, want to top up Mobile Legends diamonds easily and safely? Wing Store is now available in many countries, including the United States, and it's even cheaper here than in-game top-ups. So if you want to top up, just select the amount of diamonds you need, enter your ID and server number, and with multiple payment methods and services adapted for players worldwide, Wing Store makes topping up fast and hassle-free. But don't forget to create an account before topping up, because for every top-up, you get a spin on the rewards wheel for extra benefits. Plus, you can collect Wings coin, which you can exchange for even more diamonds. As a jungler, there are also so many junglers who can dominate Masha. Many heroes clear jungle camps faster than her, have faster mobility, and rotate quicker. It's also hard to use her as a roamer now because damage roamers got nerfed. So for me, Masha is losing her place in the Land of Dawn once you reach mythical glory and above, especially if you're a solo player like me. However, if your rank is lower than mythical glory, Masha is still very good to use. But in mythical glory and above, it's mostly meta heroes being used, and the enemy players are very skilled. Meanwhile, your teammates are often still not that good. And in all games, the enemies are strong. Masha is still strong against non-meta heroes like herself, but those are rare to encounter in mythical glory now. Fanny, despite getting nerfed so many times, still feels so OP and broken when she's on the enemy team. But when she's on my team or I'm the one using her, she ends up looking like trash. I've seen some comments saying I should show games where I struggle or even lose. But it's pretty obvious those people don't watch the full videos. I've already posted plenty of games where I lost. In fact, every game has been really tough ever since I reached Mythic. It's just that sometimes I snowball or get lucky, so it looks easy. But it's really not. Maybe this is the game those people are referring to, where I really struggled. The enemies were strong, and I honestly don't know what my teammates had for lunch because they were playing so badly. It was already hard to go up against the enemy team, but my teammates made it even harder. Maybe the enemy just had better hero picks, and most likely better skills too. In high-ranked games, lineup matters a lot. Counter picks and using meta heroes give such a big advantage. Of course, mastery is still extremely important. You need all three: good lineup, meta picks, and hero mastery if you want to reach mythical immortal. So yeah, I lost my first game, and I played another one after that. I had a trio on my team, and I already expected them to be dead weight. I was jungler again, and I don't know if our Estes helped me or maybe my farming took even longer because of him. Though to be fair, whether Estes was there or not, Masha really does take a long time to farm, and that's one of her weaknesses. So if the enemy team likes to invade, Masha will really fall behind and have a hard time catching up. It's also really hard to contest the turtle when you have a trio like this on your team, especially when the enemy jungler is someone like Suyu. He's really hard to steal turtle from because his second skill gives him a big advantage in securing objectives. And guys, look at the map. The trio went 3v1 against Yujin, and they ended up getting wiped out instead. This kind of trio is a nightmare for solo players like me. ML players will really quit this game if Moonton doesn't find a solution to this. Like, why pair us with a trio that's useless while the enemy's trio is strong? That's so unfair. Moonton, you buffed so many heroes, but the matchmaking is still messed up. Here, I'm trying to steal the turtle from Suyu, even though I know my chances are really low. But I'll still give it a shot. Maybe I'll get lucky with my retribution. It's tough when objectives always go to the enemy. It's really just a lucky steal that gives any hope. And here, Suyu became overconfident, so I was able to kill him. That's a big deal, especially since we were so behind in gold. Yuzong was so strong in this game, he reached legendary so fast even though he's just an EXP laner. Even Granger is getting stronger, despite his mobility and ultimate being nerfed. He's still strong, because his stacks and damage weren't nerfed, so he's definitely still usable, especially since a lot of players are really good at using him. And here, I don't know what our marksman and EXP laner were thinking. It's so hard to contest the Lord when we're so far behind in gold, and our two teammates are in the top lane. The only thing we could rely on was a miracle steal, but Hylos already zoned us out, so it's much better to just give up the Lord. I killed Suyu here, but then two enemies chased me. I just ran as much as I could to buy time for my teammates while they were defending. Then, once I got cornered, I just recalled to base. I really had to sacrifice my life to take down an enemy, because we were already behind in gold, so it was worth the trade if I killed their marksman. I got lucky, because I also managed to kill their mage, and both of them needed to be shut down at that point, which is why I got a lot of gold from it. And here, you can really notice that Masha doesn't fit well with healer teammates. She needs someone who can tank and has crowd control. The best tanks for her are Minotaur and Kalia, because they provide what Masha needs. I don't know why, but when Estes is on our team, his healing is weak, but when he's on the enemy team, his healing is so strong. Here I got a bit unlucky because I rushed my retribution, thinking Suyu could still get it. But in the end, Granger got it. Even though the enemy got the Lord, luckily I still managed to win. I ended up turret locking here because the enemies strayed too far.